And welcome back to Who Would Win, pre-recorded on Sunday for today, Monday. Today's Who Would Win comes to us from Joshua G. and Wade Wilson, who asked the question, who would win a fight? It seems weird. I already did a Rick Sanchez fight, but that was a birthday request, so this is the actual official one. Rick Sanchez versus the Doctor. And I know if my girlfriend hears me say this, she's going to be like, oh, you better get the Doctor. And she's a big Doctor Who fan. But yeah, the Doctor. I mean, I don't personally watch Doctor Who. I think I've been on record saying that. I am aware of Doctor Who. I'm aware of some of the lore. I'm aware of bits and pieces here. But the question is, who wins an actual confrontation between these two? The Doctor is a Time Lord, or he's the last of the Time Lords anyway. Or one of the Time Lords. I can't remember exactly. Hold on. The Doctor. Let's get the Doctor back up here real quick. I had his wiki bio up here just a little bit ago. Let's see here. Doctor Who. Just because I'm like, okay, I gotta look up information because I want to be fair to the Doctor Who fans out there. So the Doctor... he's the Doctor's species. The Doctor's species. Doesn't even say species. It's the Doctor's species. Much like their age and their life, the Doctor's species was a matter of much contention due to part of the shifting timelines. The vast majority of sources agree the Doctor was a Gallifreyan and a Time Lord. But few suggest that he had a different origin as well. Either way, most people go with the Time Lords. As such, when he dies, he can reincarnate 12 times. He has the TARDIS on his side. He's a very intelligent individual. But... in terms of like how he is in combat, well, he's mostly someone who's not necessarily a pacifist, but he's someone who tries to, seek the peaceful route rather than the violent route. Although he has, when the time has been needed and asked of him, been considered a great warrior and a fighter when he's had to be. He does have his electronics. I believe it's electronic screwdriver. Doctor Who. I do want to know what that does. I believe it can tear holes into dimensions, something like that. See, electronic. Oh, come on. One second here. Electronic. One second. Oh, why you all stalling on me here? Okay, sonic screwdriver. Sonic screwdriver. What am I talking about? It's a sonic screwdriver. Sonic screwdriver. Here we go. The sonic screwdriver is basically the Doctor's kind of primary tool. Highly versatile to use by many people throughout the universe, the most prominent being the Doctor. While almost always referred to as the sonic screwdriver, this device is occasionally referred to as a sonic probe by the people other than the Doctor, such as Daleks. Its function is considered to be very advanced, although somebody could make one by using resources found on Earth. Very interesting. Claimed to have either invented or designed it, the Doctor did. Was confused as to what to do when it looked like something or other. Okay, but what does it do? Other function includes similar device. Okay. Claims to have filed a patent, blah, 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 blah. Who looks at a screwdriver and thinks, oh, this could be a little more sonic. The ninth, it says, never bored. Other individual. Okay, what does it do? Such as a sonic pen. From time to time, a sonic screwdriver can be needed to be recharged. It'd be great if I knew what it did. A similar technology could not unlock a deadly seal. Apparently, it seems to be able to. The Doctor's screwdriver. Okay. Throughout the sonic screwdriver, he originally used the basic model before upgrading it to their third. Each version of the sonic screwdriver were used mainly for the picking of locks and the projecting of sound. Okay. I mean, it must have. I'm pretty sure it has other functions, but that seems to be the basis. Doctor is lived for God knows how long because he keeps reincarnating, and is considered a very dangerous individual, but he's also just a generally pleasant gentleman overall. There are some versions which are crankier than others, but overall, the Doctor is he's there's just the trouble. He's just trying to right wrongs, live his life, and have fun doing it while fighting villains if he has to. Rick Sanchez, on the other hand, is a super genius. He developed interdimensional travel before he did. For our main C-137. That is this Rick's designation. He lost his family, as we learned in the last episode, and went around the parallel universe of the multiverse to try to fight the Killing Rick, who did it and never could. So he just bunkered down in one of the universes and was there ever since. Rick is considered a genius, but considered the most dangerous individual in the universe, and considered in the multiverse, in the finite curve. Now, the finite curve is basically where all the multiverses were separated, where Rick was the top dog in said universes. All the infinite universes were separated, where he was the smartest. That's how smart Rick actually is, that he was actually able to separate dimensions from each other, so he wouldn't have to go into one where he would not be the smartest individual. That's how dangerous Rick is. Rick constantly carries a laser gun. He's armed to the literal teeth with all sort of enhancements. He even calls himself at one point Inspector Gadget. Excuse me. He has his portal gun, which can actually be used in combat too. It can just be used to split someone in half. He's also more than capable of getting his hands dirty, fighting when he wants to. I'm trying to think of everything else I can remember Rick doing. He's wiped out billions of civilizations. He's even messed up entire universes before. The Doctor has done that too, though. He's left billions in his wake before, billions of dead lives. But Rick is the smartest individual in the universe. To the point where he usually seems to be planning ahead more oftentimes than not, like when he was going up against the Sigerian scammers, whatever. The whole point was they were trying to get concentrated dark matter from him, and they thought he did, but ultimately he just knew it was all a ruse, and he just blew up their ship. What was that? I don't know. Why'd you ask the smartest guys in the galaxy? Oh, wait, you can't, because they blew up. I don't know. When I first saw that episode, I cracked the hell up. So, I mean, these two meet in combat. I mean, the screwdriver can be used for a weapon, but Rick can kind of just negate a lot of that stuff. Like, it's a pretty basic functioning item, really, when you think about it, in the great scheme of things. Particularly to someone like Rick, it's very basic functioning. Rick would probably just blast the damn thing. For me, it comes down to their attitudes. Rick is the aggressor most of the time. Like, Rick has no problem wiping people out. The Doctor does. The Doctor usually doesn't want to do that if he absolutely doesn't have to. And I think that's the key difference, is that their mentality. Rick also just seems to develop far more science and far more, things than the Doctor does. Rick always seems to be just tinkering and creating things. And he always has so much on call, being able to even replace Morty's hand on a whim. I honestly feel like the Doctor is kind of outclassed if these two actually met in a confrontation. And I guess the big question would be, is this would there be a legit confrontation between the two of them? Because I know a lot of people bring those, like, these two wouldn't fight. Oh, they'd work together. Would the Doctor and Rick ultimately work together? If the goal was something that was mutually beneficial to both of them, then yes, they'd work together. But if they were basically in each other's way, Rick would have no hesitation taking this guy out. Absolutely. Especially when he realizes just kind of like the tech he has on call. He would not hesitate. And the Doctor, on the other hand, would. Like, the Doctor's not going to initially try to kill Rick if he doesn't have to. Rick just doesn't give a shit. And honestly, while the TARDIS can travel through time and travel through dimensions and all that, Rick can do that too when he wants to. The time travel, he just doesn't like to do it. And the portal and like dimension hopping, oh, that's no, he can do that without a second thought. We already know that. In fact, he can do dimension hopping probably far more effectively and quicker than the Doctor can. The TARDIS, well, can do that kind of stuff. That is a traveling machine, whereas Rick can just be like, bloop, bloop, I'm here. And then that portal gun too. Let's not forget that portal gun is also a very effective weapon if he wants it to be. Or he could just send the Doctor to another dimension like that. Just boom. It's like, well, hello then. Whoa, and just gone. Now, Doctor, could he get out of that? Maybe, but it might take a while. And let's also not forget too, like when we saw him fight the President, he has literally an energy shield around him almost at all times. He can actually, show where the line of sight is on people's guns towards him. He can make doppelgangers of himself. He's got God knows how many weapons on him at any one time. Like Rick is just a character that the Doctor wouldn't really want to go near, quite frankly, let alone up against. Because Rick, frankly, intelligence-wise, like sheer intelligence-wise, not wisdom or knowledge, there's a difference. It's just way smarter than the Doctor is. The Doctor, sure, tinkers and all that stuff, but it's more the fact that he's got the wisdom of ages on his side. He's just had a lot of experience, whereas Rick is just smarter. He's just smarter. And he's just more willing to kill. So, if you're asking me my opinion, and I know you are, it's just what you're doing, and it's just my opinion, I go Rick Sanchez. And it's not simply because I don't know Doctor Who and I'm a fan of Rick and Morty, which I am. But also, from what I know of the Doctor, and I do know a bit, the Doctor Rick is not an opponent the Doctor would want to face, because Rick would probably have answers for most of what the Doctor would throw at him, just on his personal alone. So, in that regard, I go Rick. But again, I don't know if there are even characters that would actually fight. They might honestly just swap war stories and, just chit the chat, quite frankly. But if they had to go up against each other, I'd go Rick. And let's be clear, I am talking every version of the Doctor. And no version of the Doctor is created equal. There are very different versions of the Doctor. There are some that are more inclined for, physical combat than others. But it doesn't really matter, because Rick, even in his 60s, is still very much capable of kicking someone's ass. He was capable of basically throwing down with a Zeus. Granted, he lost that fight, but he was still capable of throwing down with the dude. So I don't think that's something the Doctor would want. I don't think the Doctor could throw hands with a Zeus-like being. And I don't know for certain. Maybe that's happened. If someone knows if that's happened, let me know. But I don't know if the Doctor is capable of throwing hands with like a Zeus-like being. And, just being like, yeah, what? No, and coming out on top, or at least surviving the excursion. So ultimately, yeah, I'm going Rick in the fight. That's my opinion. You're welcome to disagree. I'm more than willing to hear why you disagree. Put in the comments below and let me know if you do. Or if you agree, that's cool too. Or if you got an idea for who will win Star Wars Superior Magic, what if anything I do on the channel, Zanpakuto, Lantern Corps, you name it. Put that in the comments below as well. I'll get that at some point. But hit that bell if you want to be notified. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you folks later. I've got What If to record, and I think I'll be done for the day after that.